This local sports report is brought to you by the Inn of Waterloo and Conference Center. Check us out for all your conference, event, and guest room requirements for any of your out-of-town fans. Let us be part of your home team. We are here to exceed your expectations. Book now by calling 519-804-1130 or visit theinnofwaterloo.com.
Jillian Bernard-Jardine is an outstanding basketball player, a good person, and she is hoping to play university basketball in the future. We'll get to your future goals in a minute here, Jillian. First of all, let's talk about your experience with the KCI Raiders. I know that brings a smile to your face, reflecting on some of the basketball and the rugby moments that you've been a part of. What's it been like to be a Raider for the last couple of years?
Honestly, Jen Armitage, when she brought me up in grade 10 to play with the senior team, I was a little shaken. I was like, okay, I'm like a little fish in a big pond right now. Let's see what happens. And as soon as I turned off that mindset and really just remembered who I was, just as a player, it really, really helped me just shine. I was able to shine with these big girls as a little girl. And I think I've carried that through as I play against older women now on my team in a U19 pool. So it's been really, really interesting to carry through what I know as a Raider into the other parts of my life. It's just impacted everything that I do.
And here's the thing, you really, really delivered in that championship game in grade 10 as part of the Raiders senior team. You played Waterloo Oxford in the final, and you remember, I know you remember, hitting two free throws in the final minute to give the Raiders a 41-39 win. And here's the best part too. So Waterloo Oxford had that one last chance that came down, and you ended up with the ball on the rebound, and that would have been your second WCSSAA basketball championship at that point, also winning in grade 9. What do you remember about that game and how awesome that was?
Honestly, when that first happened, I didn't fully understand what I was doing. I just know that we needed a foul. And I got myself to the line, and I remember looking up, and an old camp friend of mine named Lindsay looked down at me from the balcony, and I had no idea she would be there. And she looked down at me and she said, "Do not miss." And I just was like, okay, I can't miss this. It's for Lindsay. And I just trusted my instincts. I knew what I had to do, and I just did it.
You mentioned Coach Armitage there a minute ago. Obviously, she's had a significant impact on you, not only as a player, but as a person as well. What would you say about the teachers and coaches at Kitchener Collegiate and how they're helping young athletes?
They say like respect isn't given, it's earned. And I think to be able to earn Miss Armitage's trust and respect as an athlete, as well as any other coach that I've had, it really shows how hard I work and how I trust them and they trust me. It really is a two-way street, especially at KCI. And I'm a strong believer that any athlete and coach can get along and they can trust each other. And it doesn't have to be political or kind of divisive. Everyone can just trust each other. And that's something really, really special about KCI athletics.
Yeah, and be one and be a team, right? And you also had a great experience. And I know you're going back for a grade 13 year starting in September. Of course, we'll wait to see what happens with WCSSAA Sports. I don't want to get into any of that. But when you talk about rugby, I think one of my favorite things about KCI is that pregame chant.
Yeah.
Oski wee wee, Oski wah wah. And I know it gets you guys all fired up before the game. A number of WCSSAA championships there as well. And the camaraderie among that group of girls is incredible. Obviously, the winning helps a little bit.
Yeah.
What did you love most, and what do you like the most, and the best experiences of playing rugby for the Raiders?
Um, Coach Armitage does it in such an amazing way where she trains the veterans, or she has trained the veterans, and then the veterans train the rookies. And it creates such a sense of community because it's not scary when a vet yells at you. It's not scary when we're teaching each other. It really does bring in that sense of community that you do need to trust somebody on a rugby team. When you're getting tackled, you have to know that someone's there to step over you. And the communication and the way that we help coach each other with Army leading us is amazing.
The future is basketball for you. I know you have a goal, and you've had a goal for a lot of years of playing at the next level, playing university basketball. What would you like coaches and recruiters to know about you as a player on the court and some of the things that you could bring to the table?
I think quarantine has definitely changed my perspective on that. I've definitely used the pandemic as an opportunity to set my own standards for myself to know, okay, well, I have to get back in shape if I'm going to play again. So why not just stay in shape and keep getting better? I do have those intangibles, like the attitude, effort, coachability, and my game has always been defensive. I love taking a charge. I love getting that steal. But at the end of the day, defense just turns into offense, and that's something the pandemic has been really, really good for me is I can focus on my shot and really break it down to its core and not worry about the tournament happening this weekend. And a big part of that has been like days where I don't want to show up, days where I don't want to do the work. I think of like if a coach saw me today, like would they want me? Like would they take me on their team? And that can go into eating habits or effort or what I'm just putting my energy towards.
Where does that motivation and passion come from? Is it just simply a love of the game? Because I give you a lot of credit that it's very easy to get down in, what everybody knows is a really difficult time right now. But you've taken this whole thing and said to yourself, I'm going to turn this into a positive and I'm going to be the best version of myself when we're able to get back to the court. And that's a credit to you, Jillian, and good work on that. Where does that sort of intrinsic motivation come from?
Well, thank you, but I honestly like I've always been a very self-driven person. And that goes into my relationships with my friends and family as well. At the end of the day, I'm the one going to bed with myself and I have to be happy with what I've done every day. And I don't believe in a throwaway. I don't believe in a day off. I think you can rest, take care of yourself, but at the end of the day, everything that you do, especially in this time, like you have time to do it, so why not?
What is your skill set on the court? You mentioned the defensive capabilities there a minute ago, but what are some of the other things that you believe that you're able to do that would help you reach the next level and fit in a good way?
I've been watching a lot of women's NCAA, especially as Paige Beckers is lighting up on the Yukon end, and listening to how the announcers have kind of taken over with her saying that she's a facilitator, she's a passer, but she can also like shoot the lights out. And I definitely have a lot of work to do in terms of like she's a Division 1 basketball player, but um, I see a lot of those same qualities. I can facilitate and move the ball, and I'm extremely coachable. Wherever you need me to be, I'm there. And recognizing that role, knowing that I can facilitate, I can pass, but I can also shoot, or if I have a mismatch, like put me in the post and I'll be there and I'll do it.
And I think a real compliment to you, based on all the work that you've put in and the skill set, was the invite you received to the All Canada Top 40 Girls Basketball Camp, which took place at Rim Park. That's run by Ahmad Kawash, a local basketball guy who runs camps across the country and does a wonderful job helping elevate athletes and develop their game. We were there with 519 covering that, and I remember interviewing you, and you did a great job. And I know you had a good experience there. What can you say, about Ahmad and that camp, and to be part of an elite level, development camp that honestly, I hope, anyways, really helped you.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think what I said then is still true. We don't know when the next time we're going to get in a gym. And that's it. Like I could have walked away from that camp almost learning nothing if I decided, oh, I have friends here. I can just hang out with them. I don't have to take in what these coaches know because it's not me paying for it. It's my parents. Like I didn't have to be there, but I wanted to be there. And that's what made the difference. Well, any athlete has the decision when they walk into the gym, what are they going to do? Are they going to go through the reps or are they going to learn it? And I definitely think I learned it, and I know a lot of my teammates there did as well.
Waterloo Wildhawks, another key piece of your development. I know you played club basketball for a number of years. Sam Edwards, John Malnerich from St. Benedict, just a couple of the names of people who I assume have really made a difference in your game. What can you say about the Wildhawks, the coaching staff, and what they've done for you? Club basketball, it's about getting better, and it's about preparing yourself for university basketball or whatever next level basketball ends up being. How did the Wildhawks make a difference to you, Jillian?
Well, Coach John, he's a new addition to our team, but I've played with his daughter for a number of years, and he's been a coach for a number of years, so he definitely knows what he's doing in terms of skill development and how he gets his men's team just going to I like all the awards that they've won. I couldn't name them all, but Sam has definitely worked really, really hard and understood that a lot of our girls are either fifth years now or have applied. And what do you do if you don't have film, if you weren't able to film the last year, or if you haven't played in the last 8-10 months? And she's done an amazing job at getting coaches to see us, like arranging these calls for us to be able to meet coaches and kind of not shop around or anything. It's nothing like that, but
It's about creating opportunities.
yeah, it's very, very dynamic in the way that she's done it. We're able to have these conversations, almost interview Q&A style, to actually get to know the coaches that we wouldn't get to know if they were just watching us play.
One more name I want to throw at you, Pam Danis. How did she make a difference to you?
Pam's been amazing in the mentoring process that she's really put us through. And she's kept a really close-knit group of girls from London, from Hamilton, from St. Thomas, from all these different cities. I've met players older than me and younger than me, and I've had the opportunity to be mentored and to mentor some of the other girls. So stepping into a leadership role in a position where we wouldn't necessarily have to lead people in an online class before, we wouldn't have to meet over Zoom or something like that. And these are just different leadership skill sets that I'm developing.
Last one for you, Jillian. Is there anything else that you want to add just about getting to the next level? We've touched on a number of the different development systems that you've been through, whether it be through KCI or Wild Hawk basketball. When you look at yourself, what would you say about yourself if a coach or recruiter hears this? Because I think it's sort of an open mic for you and an opportunity to just sort of tell us exactly who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally is. And, I, other than that, like maybe 2-week long break, I never slowed down through quarantine. I was outside every day for 2-3 hours in the hot sun. And I'm sure a lot of other people did that. We are all in the same boat right now. No one really knows when we're getting into the gym. But I think it takes, no matter what your sport is, a special kind of athlete to be willing to say, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's better than doing nothing. And for me, going through quarantine, actually breaking down my shot, my passing, even conditioning drills, stuff like that, it put me in charge of my own fitness and me in charge of my own game. And that's a power that I've never really had, especially playing team sports. And I'm beyond lucky to have the coaches and the people around me that I do. But I feel a sense of identity in myself now. I can assume a role or I can go off the cuff, and I'm happy with either and I'm confident in either.
I think the power of positivity is something huge. I give you a lot of credit. Great job. Keep up the hard work, and hopefully we will see you at the rugby field or the basketball court very soon. Look forward to that, Jillian. Thanks for the time, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Darren.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.